Cool Cats, Cool Dudes, and Mateo Joseph Fernandez's inside leg. Welcome to forget that, muddled myself there. Welcome to We All Love Leeds, the show where we discuss our love of Leeds. My partner in crime, Mr. Ben, he's on the mute button for some unknown reason, but I'm sure he will unmute
It's a
himself.
good job because I coughed right in the middle of you talking there. It's a good job. I'm well, mate.
Probably was off packed up the intro. Pardon me. We're outside the first 30 seconds. We'll be fine. Not we're monetized anyway. But anyway, how are you doing, sir? I know I just asked you that, but I'm rambling.
I'm very, very well. How are you, sir?
I am not bad, but I definitely want to say hello to Bovine Excrement. That's a name enough. That's a name.
Hi,
So,
excrement.
Yeah.
Bullshit. That's what it means. Your favourite word on a Monday night. On a Tuesday night now.
I say that word most nights, to be fair. But also, Russ Morgan in the house, the question master, some would say.
Mr.
How
Russ.
you doing, sir?
Good evening. Good evening.
Yeah, it's the Emery in him. So, any just wild thoughts about the Friday? Get out of the way. It was Good Friday, but I'd venture to say it was more of an okay.
Could have been better, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was all right Friday. It's just nice to see Leicester crumbling, isn't it, really?
I may have got something for that, unsurprisingly. But that being said, let's not waste time. Let's go straight into the sponsored by Ben, the Sunday Roast. Sunday Roast, Sunday Roast, whatever. Anyway, so I was a bit excited there. People, your team are losing because of injuries. That's right, injuries. Injuries. I knew it was them. Even when it was the ropey defence, I knew it was the injuries. Probably. That press conference may or may not have happened. Apparently, the international break didn't go swimmingly for England. I didn't watch any of it, but
I saw both goals for Belgium, and I wouldn't say Pickford or Dunk covered himself in too much glory. It's dross. It's England, isn't it? It's Southgate's England, more the same. It's just dross.
he's going to try to bore his way to.
And I'd love him. I'd love him. I'd love him to get the Man U job next season. That would be fun.
It'd be quite a fall from grace, and it'd be quite the promotion for him. Some would argue, despite what we think of them. I mean, what's he done to really warrant that sort of post? Hello to Conche as well with Elton John's hair. Impressive.
Did you not feel he just looks like a lump of melted wax?
I was actually going to say the exact thought in my head was he looked like you melted him and then piped the melted mess back onto his frame. Yeah. Not that I want to body shame anyone or shame
like
anyone.
Swamp Thing from the film.
Yeah, not that I'm apt to actually shame anyone, but that was my fault when they showed, because of course when Watford scored, spoiler, Watford scored straight onto Elton John. Oh, he's having a lovely evening. I bet he enjoyed that kind of shit. Pardon my language.
It looks like the shit demon out of Dogma.
Wow. Ben going straight for Elton John. He's certainly ready for love. Anyway, what?
Well, I was waiting for the really shagged Elton John chance, but Watford didn't give us any. Well, they did. I'll get to that.
But yeah. I do have footage of Southgate taking notes during the Belgian game. Probably.
I used to write essays like that at school.
Yeah. We've all practiced it. We've all done a birthday card where you've wrote dad and then you've tried to do the thing to make it look fancy and it ends up looking 10 times worse. And then I turned 39 and still did it. Hang on, what? Also, wasn't the best week for Everton. What's the matter, Chief? You've hardly touched your Easter bank holiday cherry Sunday. This isn't a very nice Easter for Sean Dyche. They lost yesterday. Equalised in injury time. Conceded again. I mean, it's
Well,
football
mate, continue.
predicated. It's football's predicated on good defending, and they didn't defend well. Also, every week I see Calvin Phillips and Jack Harrison. So I should have said this after what I'm about to do, but every time I see Calvin Phillips and Jack Harrison stink up the joint in the Premier League, it makes me think that even increasingly that Bielsa is the greatest man on earth to get a tune out of those two gentlemen. I don't think I'm unfair in thinking that. How you doing, BF?
No.
Good to see you.
There's rumour 30 million, I think, for him coming back. I think it's rumour, but I don't want him
30?
back. No offence. He did his job for us, and I'm a believer in, other than unless you're David Batty, you don't come back.
I'll take him for free. I'm not giving him close to what they gave us to then receive an inferior product. I'm sure he could do a job for us, because obviously you're still going to get, because it's him and us, you're going to get the extra effort more than the quality, which sometimes you do need at that level. Like,
I just feel he's obviously he didn't get off to the best start, did he? And I just think he's put himself under pressure from then.
Yeah,
he needs out of there, doesn't he?
It's one of those moves where it feels like it started off badly and the snowball is just rolling down the hill. It's just picking up steam, and like nothing he does goes right.
It don't help when it's Declan Rice you've replaced, and there was mass debate on who was better at one point.
Hey Alex, how you doing?
Look, I always felt Calvin was performing above his level under Bielsa. That's where a lot of them.
Yeah.
And I do feel that Bielsa burnout has a lot to do with where he's at now. I don't think anybody else will get that tune out of him. Nobody else has had that tune out of him, and I think Pep realised that as well.
I think football gets overcomplicated sometimes, and I think to get the best out of Calvin Phillips, it was simply Calvin. Every time you get, he said this, like they said, like, what does Bielsa say to you? It's like, Calvin, when you get the ball, you look up and you see, is Pablo Hernandez our best player at the time, in my opinion, attacking player? Is Pablo Hernandez free? If the answer is yes, you then fire the ball 30 yards to him, or 40 yards to him, or whatever. If he's not available, you then go to the next best player, or you wait until he is available. It's really not complicated, and Bielsa kind of like makes football really simple in that way. And I think it suits a player like Calvin. Like, give him a specific task, and he did it for us really well. But Pep has all these like moving parts to his game and all this, and
he likes to control. It's just as simple as that. You could tell that today when they were just stood in front of Arsenal's defence trying to pick apart that tight space, and they got through a few times. Don't get me wrong, but inevitably, when you're playing someone like Arsenal, you're not going to pick that gap. Do you know? They'd have found that gap against us 9 out of 10.
Yeah.
But
you're right. Conche, he has not forgotten Seamus Coleman. I try to forget Seamus Coleman every chance I get, to be honest. But horses for courses. And yeah, Karma is a bitch. He loved the young goal. Alex wants to know what film Calvin Daniel James. I actually think it was just really unfortunate, and I've never actually got to wish ill on a Leeds player, but it was actually really unfortunate that the one Leeds player that didn't come back injured was Dan James. I'm not saying I want Daniel James injured, but he practically came back injured because he looked so devoid of confidence because of what happened.
Yeah, of course he did. Yeah,
he looked
that could have done with coming a week later. That game, it was a bit. But it's out the way, innit? So
he looked borderline. I'd argue he looked traumatized every time he got the ball. Like, he didn't know what he was expected to do with it and things like this, which is unlike him, some would say. Some would say the opposite, but anyway. Saying that, speaking of Calvin Phillips, football is absolutely wild. That is and this was basically borderline the moment that Calvin Phillips was brought onto the pitch. I do have a theory about Calvin Phillips, though, Ben. You know the proverb of the monkey's paw, where like you make a wish and you get that wish, but then something tenfold bad happens in reverse. Well, I've seen what happened when Calvin found the monkey's paw. I wish to be a Premier League footballer. We got Bielsa the next week, but then down the line it was like, yeah, but you're not going to be a good Premier League footballer. Anyway. But speaking of this, I've also found the Simpsons image of Calvin when he signed for West Ham. Same energy. Smile for the camera, Calvin. I'm so thrilled to be here. It's the worst day of my life, though. Sort of thing. Poor lad. Speaking of losers, Luton, me hold on to a lead? That's impossible. Not grammatically correct, of course. Damn, Mr. Tom. Thank you. When you saw him with the ball before the spot kick, yes, you someone else said it might have been the square ball, but it was accurate. When you see the camera go down the line, it literally was, you knew who was fifth because he was the only one that looked nervous. I feel a bit Phillips. We all do, but we
I don't.
Still do a joke.
He's still coming on with 140 grand a week. Look,
he's their highest paid player, apparently.
Yeah, they're footballers. Why do we feel for him? Well, because he's playing shit. Look, I don't wish him any bad. I love him, he's Leeds, but I don't feel for him. He's on a fortune. Does he feel for you?
I still found it interesting. He waited till Granny Val died to leave Leeds because she would have killed him.
Yeah.
By the way, how was that a penalty against? It wasn't. But again, it was like when it ain't going for you, it sometimes really doesn't go for you. Some would say.
It's Premier League. You're going to get them, give them, aren't you?
That's true.
I've seen a few like that. Yeah.
By the time this fills up, Tottenham will win the Premier League. Spurs fans waiting for a trophy, but I think I've used these before. But my favourite one, which I'm pretty sure I've not used before, is Harry Kane would have won 3 trophies by now if he'd have stayed at Norwich. It's true. It's true. Also, this Spurs fan showed their ticket. Thanks for the warning, Spurs. Persistent standing actually wasn't on top of my to-do list. His tickets for the wheelchair section. But it also says persistent standing is not allowed. Talk about rubbing it in. It'd be like telling Stevie Wonder there's no audio described for the game or something like that. It'd be really cruel. Anyway, what? I'm probably going to hell for that. Philip should start applying for his coaching badges. Well, BX. But saying that, breaking news, Man City will find out if they're guilty or not for their 115 charges when Arsenal win the Champions League trophy. They might find out in May. They might. It's up to Arsenal, clearly. Anyway, but speaking of the game this afternoon, the big game of the weekend in the Premier League, and it ends Man City 0, Arsenal 0. Oh, that just kept going, huh?
I thought when you're second in the league and you've got a chance to go top again, you don't turn up for a draw. Because that's what they did. They turned up for a point. It was shockingly shit, that game. How are you second in league and then you end up with like 25% possession? It was just shocking.
I'm personally disappointed because as a neutral / non-fan, I'm basically like, I want goals, like, because this is the greatest league in the world and all this. As an Arsenal fan, I'd have mixed emotions because they usually get absolutely battered there. And on this occasion, they have not. So they're going to
No.
argue that is progress. I'd argue like it's progress for their coach. Not that this is we all love Arsenal, but still, there's actually no rule against speaking about other teams on this clearly, based on the fact that we just spent loads of time, or not loads of time, loads of time, spent about 5 minutes talking about Calvin Phillips when he was technically dead to us about 2 years ago, wasn't he?
Mm.
Maybe dead to us is a bit harsh. Threw away the opportunity. You're still in the hunt, though. I'm assuming you're
He's
still
not
in the hunt.
Sinistera, is he? Let's be honest.
That's true. That is true. It wasn't like he turned around and went, "If you don't let me go, I'm going to take you to court," with like 1 hour of the transfer window left. After he was telling fans outside the training ground that he was going to stay. Sinistera, like, you know what I'm talking about, but people maybe don't know. That is what Sinistera was doing. He was telling Leeds fans outside the training ground he was going to stay, while he was actually threatening to take us to court if we didn't let him join. And it was to join Bournemouth. It was to join Bournemouth. You can understand, Ben, if you're doing this sort of shit to join Man City.
Yeah, or even Newcastle, or somewhere in that next tier. Well, we'll see. We'll see next season, won't we?
Is it the start of the inevitable national collapse? I don't think so.
So, what do you want out of Monday? Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt there.
No, that's fine.
Out of the Saints Ipswich game, do you want a draw?
I suppose
or
in the position we're in, we've got to say Southampton win, haven't we?
I think a draw is equally as damaging for both teams.
That's fair, but
it puts the draw puts it back in our hands.
The draw absolutely murders Southampton's chance of automatic.
Yeah, it does, and it just. I either want the
Southampton
draw or Southampton to humble them. Yeah.
If Southampton were winning and Ipswich were pushing forward, I would still sit there and think, well, I hope Ipswich don't score, because you know that their momentum would then get. But obviously the nightmare outcome will be Ipswich winning. But whatever happens ultimately. It all means nothing if we don't beat Hull.
No, exactly.
But I thought we'd go through a little mini experiment based on Friday, because it was all staggered. None of the teams played at the same time. So I was following it along. And don't worry, everyone. This isn't going to be too detailed. But basically, got into it. Leicester were at Ashton Gate. Sorry, this is not We All Love Leicester, by the way. But well, you'll see why in a second. Their reactions on Twitter were like, "No margin for error. Raise your game. Come on, Leicester. Come on, Leicester." Someone going, "Can you win?" I don't know who they're supporting or whatever. Oh wait, so I put that up twice. Okay, forget that. Goal. Bristol City lead through Mehmeti. I told you were bottling the lead. What a joke this side is. Ben, what was you thinking? Sorry. Rude of me. Ben, what was going through your mind knowing that this was happening or kicking off or whatever?
I didn't know this was happening until it had happened. So
okay.
I'd finished night, so I got up late and then looked. Leicester had been beaten. I think Southampton were 1-up. Southampton were 1-up. And then obviously the late equaliser came. So yeah, I was nervous Friday for a few reasons. Obviously, end of the international break, the injuries. Away Friday night, and I don't know, just things were aligning to. Everyone was just talking like we're just going to steamroll this league, and it's never that simple, is it?
I just worried about West Brom, because I was like, how comes they're not playing at 8:00 on a Friday night? What happened? It was us. We got the nod. Sorry, Ben. You were saying.
Have you seen the kickoff time next week for Forest Spurs?
No. What's happening?
It's Sunday, 6:30 kickoff.
What? Really?
What the fuck is Sky doing? Do you know, Sunday people are at work Monday morning. Absolute nuts.
As Russ Morgan quite astutely observed, someone, Southampton, Saint Rob, so fair to say, he may be a Southampton fan, upon knowing there was a goal from Bristol City, started tweeting, "Shove it up your arse, shove it up your arse." Thanks a lot, Enzo. Remember when you got promoted in December? I wonder if Juicy Rob supports Leeds. Anyway, and then Joe Neal with laughter. It went on like that for quite a few tweets, but so obviously Leicester lost in Bristol City, in Bristol, and the inevitable reaction was, "This is karma for sellers for Fafana." Chelsea fans telling them off. League bottled. Can you share?
I think their mistake was selling Schmeichel.
Well, yeah, that was a power play in the dressing room, wasn't it? Brendan Rodgers
Was,
felt he was being undermined, right?
Yeah, from that knobhead Irishman, yeah. Who's gone to Celtic and just fucked it up there for them. We'll find out next week how much he's fucked it up, but
they'll probably get over the line because of all the money they've spent on their players compared to everyone else. So individual talent will probably get them over, but it's nothing to do with him, I'd argue. Anyway, can you share the Temu link so I can order some bottle for Leicester? Brammers, mate. A Leeds fan, I'm guessing. Why using Ndidi as poster boy for your loss admin? my staying put. Come on, Leeds and Ipswich. Don't know why you cheer both, but
I know it's not even like it's a depressing. When we lose, it's like just a picture of them and they look sad or whatever, don't they? It's heads down though. Yeah, not someone running through on goal. They should have showed Bandi missing one of his umpteen shots.
How you doing, Glenn? Great to see you. He had a terrible feeling Southampton would get 3 points. Turned out to be Ipswich. Great. Rolls eyes. Yeah, understandable. But to be fair, we're probably a spoiler. It could have gone on. Saying that, I depicted Leicester's demise in a again using one of my favourite TV shows. They kicked Leicester and Ipswich and Leeds out, and then they just found us creeping up behind them anyway, because that's what we do, supposedly. Anyway, but I can characterise that Leicester performance in one image: losers. Yeah, but
I've seen a headline. I think it was one of the Leicester fan TV channels, and it was 3-horse race to 1-horse race. And I was thinking, it's never been a 3-horse race. It's always been a 4-horse race. It's still a 4-horse race.
It is.
And we've been written off. Ipswich have been written off. We're writing Leicester off now, and Southampton have been written off enough times. I think it's going to finish Leeds, Southampton, Ipswich, Leicester, or Leicester, Ipswich. That's what I think.
I hope you're right. But saying
and we'll play out a nice little ball draw on last game of the season just to ensure that.
I mean, not that I would condone cheating, but it would be very funny. It's not cheating, is it? You've put yourself in a position to be able to get away with it.
That's it.
It is unsporting, though, I'd argue. Anyway. So we go over to St Mary's, right, where Southampton are like their coverage this game on Twitter is the worst. They are the dog worst, right? You have to actually go inside this Twitter. It's like, I don't go inside the Twitter, but anyway. So they kick off, and their fans are like, please give George. I imagine this is a Leeds fan wrote this. Please give George Ware's relative, Ali Dyer, is another chance on April 1st and wear number 33 again. I don't know the significance of number 33, but Ali Dyer did play against Leeds. The little known fact of that whole story is that he comes on against Leeds and plays like dog shit and then gets taken off after about 10 minutes or whatever. Up the Saints. And they don't have a lot of responses. This was basically it. Up the Saints. Right, that's it. All right. Saints score. I guess it's Armstrong. Yeah, it is Armstrong. Sorry.
Yeah.
Their one reply, they had 3 hours after the fact. This goal had one reply. I'll salute you, Ben Webb. With yes.
Well, I'm feeling that the rest of them were at the game because there's not a lot of them.
You know what? I apologise. Ben
Anybody
obviously
knows that
couldn't
if
get
you
to
live
the
on that
ground.
south coast, you support Portsmouth. It's
I live in Leicester. I know their fans are really entitled. They were lauding it in December, saying they were uncatchable. I mean, I felt they were uncatchable because how could you have foreseen this drop-off?
Yeah, I thought the gap was closable, but the position was uncatchable.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Saying that though, what would be the best outcome heading into like the 90th minute in the game? It would be this happening. Goal for Middlesbrough. Funny enough, that has 60 responses. Not showing them all, but such a responses as clowns. No one is surprised. Must win game. Ray Liotta laughing in Goodfellas. Usual story. Sadly, one goal is never, ever enough for us to defend. Aribo and Rothwell should have been on 10 minutes ago. There's tactical bollocks, but 2 down, 1 to go. All Leeds, aren't we? We've been so wasteful.
I love it when it's the same for us, isn't it? It's like when you concede a goal, everyone becomes a coach. How are we going to change it? I actually got it bang on Friday, the subs. Yeah.
Really did. Game changed. They made their subs, made their team worse. We made our subs, our team got better. In my opinion. Anyway, so obviously ended up level. Shay Adams, it's time to go, blood. The words of Snook, FPL. Auto's gone. Pathetic effort in a game we should have won by 4. So passive defensively and beaten by a horribly simple goal. Shay Adams on something if he reckons he's a Premier League player, because apparently he's off to Wolves in the summer, out of contract. Allegedly. No idea. Anyway, what can you say about the dog Myro? Oh wait, that's an ad. I should delete that. Anyway, wait, what? Out the picture?
No, it's not an ad.
I usually delete the ads or block the ads. So
is that an ad? Oh, it is an ad, yeah.
Yeah. I missed that anyway. I think it was because I saw Auto's gone and it was a bit of an explanation. I was like, all right, that sounds semi-plausible. Also, Michael Carrick's robbing Reds. But obviously, Wammerville Senior says out the picture, referencing the Southampton page, I believe, that said we were out the picture in January. With a surname like Rothwell, we've got an undercover player at Saints.
Yep.
But, so, did Southampton get the win they needed yesterday? Denied. Went to trouble making that. Denied. Ipswich.
They're no worse off for it, though, are they? The way it turned out, they're still 9 points off the top. 2 games in hand. It's just a different leader.
That's true. Speaking of very good Davis, so Ipswich kicked off. Again, all their fans were ostensibly on the bus to Blackburn. So come on, you boys, bring home those 3 points, lads, and etc. Goal. The goal was absurd.
Yeah, I saw it. Shocking.
Goalkeeper, just borderline. If you'd have told me you'd have bet on Ipswich, I'd have believed you. Anyway.
Had they scored by now? Had the goal been disallowed, the offside goal? Because it was never offside. It was never in his eye line, was it?
At 1-0 down, I think they scored.
Yeah.
It was a sort of goal where defenders are going to say it should be offside and strikers in studio are going to say it should be a goal.
Well, I just like it how the linesman didn't know anything and then the referee didn't know anything and then they got together and then no goal.
Their reaction goal, nice deflection, beautiful run pass finish. Davis to Chaplin, Ippy heritage. Didn't know that was a thing. Getting Chappers, generally one of the best players to have put on a town shirt. What a pass! Which player are you talking about? Because he didn't pass it. Oh, all right. Well, he passed it to the goalkeeper.
So fair play Ipswich, right? Fair play to them. I mean, if there's any Ipswich fans watching, why? But you don't get to 84 points on top at this part of the season for nothing, do you? But I just still feel that there's a stuffing coming.
They aggravate me so much because I watch them and I'm
they're
like,
shit.
how do they not
they're
get punished?
shit.
How do they not get punished offensively? They even put the top scorer in the championship through on goal with a back pass, and he didn't score from 1 yard out, or sorry, 3 yards out to be more accurate. I couldn't believe it. But anyway, so yeah, spoiler: Ipswich won the game, and they were the one team to actually put Good Friday in. Well, obviously Ipswich the other point because they didn't win. So I don't know why I said that. But anyway, reactions include great win that lucky FC again. Oh, there was a lot of that.
Was it? Well, that's in which way you're looking at a great win, as in great performance or just a great win?
Oh, from their perspective, they didn't play well, but they won. So you are going to say it's a great win in the context that you dug it out at that stage of the season.
Like,
we won.
Like in the context that we ended up with a great draw.
Yeah, like we had a great win against Stoke in a game where they should have scored a few goals. And we looked jaded and tired, but we won 1-0. So I can see why they would think that, but we would obviously think they shouldn't have won it. You don't think it's luck. Your luck will run out. That caused the shitstorm. Yes, when we forgot how to keep a football for 30... See, this bottom one sums it up. We've got how to keep football for 30 minutes, but 3 huge points. I mean, ultimately, it's sort of game, though, that showed you why they're at that end and Blackburn are at that end.
They must have forgot how to keep a football for 180 minutes against Leeds.
Ipswich vs Southampton must be a nailed-on draw. I don't think Leicester are beating Norwich either. I mean, the way it's trending, it'd be difficult.
I feel that best they get out, that's a draw. I actually think Norwich will win it, to be honest.
One team's got lots of confidence and the other team has not. That was why it's keeping it loose.
One team's manager's on an uprising, other one's head's gone.
And one's a bald fraud, some would say.
Yep. Mr. Normanton proves to be right.
Yeah, it's true. I'll be learned from Pep. Anyway. So after all that, finally we're getting to the big game, the main event. The main event of the day, in my opinion. And if we'd have been kicking off at 12, I'd have gone like the main event was first. It occasionally happens. Anyway, so I know Ben likes this, so he likes to see the stadium pre-game.
At the right time. I mean,
that's true.
Well done, Tom. Well done.
Thank you, sir. And that's how it looks from the inside.
It's not actually a bad little ground, is it?
Nah.
It's tidy. It's tidy. It's small, but tidy.
You can tell they've been in the Premier League because you know they've spent money on the pitch.
Yeah.
Like to give them
and that little suite they've got in one at corners.
Yeah.
That they showed pre-game. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, we didn't do particularly well there, especially in the first half. But you can't I imagine Jurgen Klopp would go, "Oh, I don't like the length of the grass or whatever." But for us, perfectly acceptable. Anyway, so this is how. Let's see then. That Poyas is a right prick. Sorry, what?
Because that's clever, writing white on yellow.
Yeah. As soon as I saw that, I was like, "This ain't gonna show up well." But saying that, most of us don't read it anyway. this was our lineup, and there's one name on there that you see it on there, and you
Yep.
automatically think we're going to be in for a difficult evening, right?
Well, I'm glad you mentioned that because you usually say thoughts, and my thoughts are usually same team, happy days. But look, I'm not going to do him a disservice too bad because he's been a great servant. But the minute I saw that name, I thought, shit.
Mm-hmm. I think it was
And
avoidable.
if you're honest with yourself, I think whether your thoughts were shit or not,
Yeah.
I think you would have thought we're going to be in for something.
I think.
Did you not feel Ampadu looked lost?
Yeah.
He looked lost in midfield, Ampadu, for once. I thought he was bullied and his passing was awful.
What I found really silly or strange, right? And I'm not going to act like I know more than Daniel Farker, because I don't. But the reality is, you've not conceded an open play goal in the first 3 months of the year. Why are you changing the defence unnecessarily? Like, and I get like our Furpos like might be jaded or whatever, so like you go give Byram some minutes, fine. But why are you messing with the centre back partnership that has basically ran the division?
Exactly. Why not put Shackleton at right back?
Put someone else in midfield. And no, I wouldn't move Archie Gray either, because I think Archie
Would you
Gray
not?
has been so good in that four. Because they've got an in my opinion, like Rodon, Ampadu.
So who'd you put in midfield? Who'd you put there then?
Well, basically, I suppose out of that list, I'd put Shackleton in midfield. Because I don't think
What,
he would be
what, CDM?
Yeah, but I don't think he would be worse than the defence would be without the core of the defence. Because they will still cover up any missteps, because that's what they've done. That's what they've done for 3 months. If it turns out I'm wrong, then I'm wrong. But I think you should have still done that. Then found out it was wrong, as opposed to putting basically Emmanuel Dennis must have been licking his lips at seeing Liam Cooper was going to be out there.
Yeah, but was your thought more split the partnership up, or was your thought more you could? It wasn't Ampadu in midfield, was it? It was Cooper in defence.
Yes.
So therefore, I get what you're saying. You don't break the partnership up, but I would have put Archie Gray there, and Shackleton at right back, because I think Shackleton does a better job at right back than he does CDM.
You're probably right, but just my initial thought was just why have you changed the two? Because they've
it's not broke, don't
arguably
fix
been our
it.
best players. Yeah. I know statistically it's going to come out like, obviously your strikers tend to get the points and the high ratings and stuff, but they have been the most solid, dependable pair. So
you've got to give him his due, though, right? He understood that that's what was wrong, and he gave his honest reasoning for doing it.
Yeah.
So that sort of gives you a look into it won't be happening again.
Yeah.
And I think,
to be clear, we're not.
I just feel it's a sad way for Cooper to go out. Because barring a cameo appearance, if we've been promoted at end of season, or a catastrophe injury, that's it, innit? Let's be honest.
Yeah, I mean, elite sport doesn't generally allow for the like going off into the sunset kind of moment, as Marcelo Bielsa's sacking proved. It's very rare that happens. So, just unfortunate. I mean, it's a shame we found out. It's a shame he found out he no longer has it by getting rinsed by Emmanuel Dennis, I believe is the fairest way to say it.
You sort of knew from the header, didn't you? You just... Yeah.
Anyway, so for the sake of sticking with what we usually do, this is how they lined up. Obviously, that's going to turn into a 3-5-2 or whatever whenever they, or they're going with the wing backs, of course. Dennis on his own up front. And then obviously we lined up with. That's a fair point. I think putting him in the heart of the midfield also, like, after I personally, I feel like it would have been harder to maintain his fitness expecting him to run the midfield than to marshal the defence.
Yeah, definitely a more energetic position.
Which I think sort of backfired on him a bit.
You're constantly running back and forward, aren't you? Whereas, well, I get in this Leeds team, there's a lot of running back for defenders,
but Watford
everything's in front of you when you're at the back. Yeah. Oh, look. They're well warranted their half-time lead, in my opinion.
Yes. Yeah.
It
Not doing delusion here. They deserve to be in front. They were a better team in the first half, and it weren't even close.
Yeah, of course they were, definitely. Yeah, on all departments for me.
Yeah, they won every area of the pitch in that first half. Cooper didn't have it the second season back in the Premier League. Again, that's fair to say. But it's a shame finding out you don't have it in the tier that you've generally played most of your football.
Look, age gets to everyone. It's the legs, of course it does. You get slower, and once you're slower, you've got to find another way of playing. And if you don't find another way of playing, then you get found out.
The thing he's got by on, and I say this loosely, get by on, like, because he still had his moments where, obviously 2-3 years ago, where he wasn't amazing, like, didn't cover himself in glory, to use a Ben expression. You, like, for example, I don't like talking about them, but Sir Alex Ferguson, he felt that Jaap Stam had lost a yard of pace, so he sold him. But then it actually turned out that while Jaap Stam had got slower, his anticipation improved. So his actual initial positioning improved. So he was putting himself in situations where he didn't have to actually be fast to win the ball. Whereas Liam Cooper, I'd imagine he kind of was getting away on that, like, as in his leadership qualities and things like that sort of positioning. But eventually,
and having a decent partner bailing him out. Yeah. Ben White and hence last season we didn't have a decent partner to bail him out. We had two useless fucks.
There's no way I could run 100 meters in 8.9 seconds. Exactly. Like we like, you know, when it's just an honest conversation about him, but it's not his fault. It's the realities of being a human, right?
Never doubt his passion and his will to win, and I can even feel his disappointment sometimes, you know. But they're not here forever, so.
Basically, what we might get, I could be entirely wrong here, but I think he will get the testimonial. He deserves it. A testimonial in football is rare in 2024.
Yeah, he deserves a testimony. Of course he does.
Leeds ain't had a testimonial since 2004, to my knowledge. Obviously,
this conversation is not to hang him out to dry. It's just an honest debate of where we're at now.
Yeah.
And it's the same with Dallas. Dallas he's done. You know, he won't kick a ball for Leeds, which is a sad way to end. But that old guard, all that's going to be left really is Bamford.
Which heightens my respect for Bamford, because he continually fights off attempts to resist him in the team. And he's not the captain. Because I do think there's an element that because Liam Cooper's got the armband, that you feel like you have to give him, like, not you, but I mean Farker feels like, I can't not play my captain if I'm in a position where I might play him, sort of thing. But anyway, that being said, I hope he gets a testimonial, because I think it's the closest chance, it's the best chance we'll have of getting Marcelo Bielsa back at Ellen Road for a goodbye. I could be wrong here, but I just think you've got to ask, haven't you? Like,
yeah, you can't ring him up, can't you?
Yeah, Liam Cooper hopefully will ask him to be involved in the proceedings.
Now you've said that, mate, you know we're getting Dave Ocker there.
You know what? I'd be fine with that as well.
I don't blame that guy. If Leeds rang me up tomorrow and said, "Do you want to manage?" Yeah.
Yeah.
And I'm not good enough, but of course I do.
My issue with him was he didn't treat it like he was a competition winner. He behaved like he had every right to the job.
But he should behave that way. If you don't back yourself, then what are you doing? Do you know?
No, but you should back yourself. I agree with that. But there's still got to be an element of like acknowledging how lucky you are, considering you were managing Forest Green Rovers, who at the time were worse off than they are now. They were like.
I still feel though, right? I still feel he was more worthy of the Leeds role than Frank Lampard was the Derby role, or Steven Gerrard
100%.
was.
I agree, because Frank Lampard essentially gets jobs because rich people are enamoured by him, and people think that it's Lamps. They basically want to get into a room with him, call him Lamps, have him call them mate, do his thing where like he says something like really self-depreciated, and then goes, "Oh yeah, but seriously, yeah, we should win this one," sort of thing. Because everyone seems to love that, except for Leeds fans, obviously, and. The man who makes it happen, Director John, how you doing with what's going on, you handsome bastards?
Not moving my camera, John, because I'm just chilling today. So before you message me,
the camera king. That man goes down history as a skipper that finally led us back to the top. Plus his off-field stuff is never really discussed. True great as a human being. Never up for debate, mate. Like, he is a good club captain, but he's a sideline club captain. To be truthful about it, he's not.
Listen, I'm not. I don't underestimate what value he is in the dressing room either. Do you know?
It's true.
But on the pitch, I just think his time's done. He's had a good career. He got to play in the Premier League, which I don't even think he'd have thought possible at one point. So he's played for his country. It's not been a bad career, has it? And he's spent 10 years at the best club in the world.
Well, he got to play for a country. He's about as Scottish as my left testicle. But yeah, like thanks to his granddad or whatever. But God bless FIFA eligibility rules. Dan James.
He's from Hull, where they say work. Yeah. I'm off to work.
Anyway, so I don't know who TBD is. Probably one of their players. Kick off, and they basically show the average attendance for a Watford match when Leeds ain't in town. Empty seats.
I think it means the dick bastard, that referee, gets us going.
Handsome. Behave yourself, Russ. So I had a shave. Well, not today, but on
I didn't. Man's I can plait it. It's terrible.
I said it, I knew I hadn't. But anyway, so obviously I won. Melier, I'm not sure he'd be smiling 45 minutes after that was posted. But keeping with what we were doing when we kicked off, basically, obviously I found sometime during the first half, clearly, because Cooper in, clean sheet gone, get back on top.
Well done, Will W.
My personal favourite was the one top, let me know when Leeds get off the bus. But we started that. I was going to say we started that brightly. We didn't. But we did have one opportunity. Or Ruter got the ball, had a shot, rebound comes out, falls to Somerville. Somerville then does his trademark move. I'd argue it's the tester.
Setting his sights on it, yeah.
Yeah.
Testing the water, yeah.
Yeah, he was like, okay. So a little bit more to the right and it'll go in. But anyway, so obviously Watford like, yep, save. Leeds are like Somerville chance saved, sort of thing like this. Unfortunately then I had to bring out the poo emoji for the first time in months. Unfortunately, the poo emoji only comes out for one reason. Byram dispossessed of the ball. As soon as it happened, I was like, I personally, I didn't think it was a foul, personally. What do you make of it?
I was calling for it, but when I watched the replay, no.
I thought it was more.
But
It was
the referee
naive
had
to
given me
go down
reason.
thinking you'd get it.
Yeah, the referee had given me reason to call for it. Do you know? Because even that early, and he'd missed many fouls for both teams, including a Stonewall penalty for them.
We did get away with that. I ain't got a foul with it, but we did get away with that. It was one of those where, I think, to be fair, who was on the pundit, like Troy Deeney, I think, despite people's opinions of him, he basically said if it happened, you wouldn't want that given against you. So Watford, or he was saying Tom Cleverley, the Watford manager, would not have wanted Watford to concede a penalty that looked like that, which I thought was fair. Sky turned our fans down again. That usually tends to happen when we're singing at their channel and shit.
Which it is.
Yeah. Anyway, Watford progressed the ball downfield. This happened too fast for my liking. They managed to get in. Melier saves the initial shot, but it falls perfectly to Bayo to do when it's like you could literally tap it in, but you're just going to lash it anyway because it looks cool. And
I thought Cooper could have done better online, to be honest. Thought he's too close to the post. He should have been a bit further over.
Yeah, in hindsight, you're probably right.
I've seen the replay about 6 times, and I still feel he could have done better on the line. But as we're about to find out, he could have done a lot better with the last one as well. Next one as well.
Obviously, goals like all about Twitter was all about that KMB challenge. Let's fucking go, lads. We've deserved that. Sam Hall,
And you have.
You're right.
Yeah,
you did.
100% deserved that.
You did. Not delusional tweeting, which is rare for Twitter. How is this happening? They're surprised that they're winning. Okay, interesting. Come on,
because we're
Dennis
very
is
tired.
A lucky boy. Yeah. Our tweet about it was just a goal. Stunning save, ball lands at the feet of Bayo, who converts. I mean, to be fair, that's what happened. Tell the players to actually bother doing something. Sort the defending out and take Cooper off and put Ampadu back at centre back. Leeds are falling apart again. Come on now. Terrible, wank, embarrassing. I mean, your Twitter handle is literally called "Tear It Apart." I mean, it's amusing and witty, but you're a grown adult probably, and you've made that. Anyway, what? I shouldn't be digging out Leeds fans, but still.
It is a known fact that some of us are knobs. Not all of us, but some of us. And if you think I'm one, fair play. I am.
I have my moments, to be fair. So, obviously, following on from that, it should have been 2-0. Then they won the ball up the pitch for a ridiculous attempt at playing out from the back. But they didn't. And what usually happens in the Championship, if you don't take your chances, Somerville will receive the ball from Kamara. He will unleash.
And if you don't learn your lesson from the first time and let him run inside.
Yeah.
I always find that teams deserve that when they let it happen. It's because it's not like the Leeds fans haven't warned them what he does.
It's not false.
Although they get the wings wrong. And can I just applaud if you are one of those fans who sings for Leeds, you need to change the wing from the Somerville song. Because he doesn't play on the right, he plays on the left. It's just one word. It doesn't wreck the song, it corrects the song.
Leeds Twitter went into overdrive with what a goal, get in lads, now wake up, that goal was absolutely outstanding, what a beauty, get in, what a goal, we are finally waking up, well done son, unreal, blew my shit in mind, lucky no VAR, so offside, what a finish, I mean.
Blew my shit in mind.
Yeah, what a ridiculous strike. 3, puts hand on head, I mean, over to Watford's Twitter with Leeds equalised through Somerville. I like the little B they have, to be fair to them. I mean, what can you do about that? We can't have nice things. Watford versus Leeds United.
Is it a B or is it a Hornet?
I'm sure it's a Hornet, really. I don't care.
I'm just being Ian. Sorry.
You Ianed it. Out of nothing, good goal though. Was fun while it lasted. Well, he's not done that before. I especially like that from Paul Richards. It's like he knew. You don't let Leeds players do their special move. It's like Nonto cutting in from the right, going left, and then shooting back across. Anyway, unfortunately though, we didn't really build on that because then back out with the poo emoji.
I think it deserves a double poo emoji, to be honest.
Yeah. I didn't catch the header, but yeah, as you say, it's very much a symptom of knowing that you're done. Dennis receives the ball from Kayembe, who basically, this is the space that Emmanuel Dennis has.
Can we just pause it there?
Yeah, sure.
This is like moments before. Even during, I had time to actually think this during this move, right? This is just like a split second before Cooper puts his fucking hand up for offside. And I just thought, are you having a fucking laugh, Cooper? He was actually looking at Rodon as well when he did it.
Rodon was like, the fuck are you talking about? He's onside by like half a mile. It's amazing. But yeah, so Emmanuel Dennis, he goes inside. Cooper at this point is, let's be fair, he had nothing to offer. He's obviously trying to show him.
He just gets in Rodon's way here, doesn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, this is it's like, even when you can just see how much space he has to put the ball into this corner.
I just felt Rodon's foot could have just been a little bit more over to the right and that would have stopped that ball. I think he blocked like he was expecting him to cut to the near post rather than stop the far post shot.
I'm subbed to the channel, but I think the channel name is offensive as I don't love Leeds. Well, that's
your opinion.
That must be the words of Colonel Ward. Must be. Hello, Colonel. How you doing, mate?
Colonel, who says you are we?
Yeah. I mean, what are you a colonel of?
You've just eliminated yourself from we. I might change it next week to we all love Leeds, but Colonel.
Well, you can have one exception, I suppose. But anyway,
we do thank you for your support, Colonel Ward. We do.
Of course. Great step overs, great finish. Gino went to Europe. I don't know what that means. Bloody hell, man. All Ipswich Town fans are Watford fans tonight. Cringe. Absolute cringe, Lord. Should probably check Scott Candidage's hard drive. Again, despite what we say, do not go and attack these people on Twitter. Not that you would do it on our behalf. That's madness to think we wield that much power. But I have that disclaimer. Anyway. Emmanuel Dennis, Nigeria boy on target, whatever. Leaves his tweet though. Dennis put the host back in front. Get Cooper and Byram out my club now. What'd Byram do? I mean, he didn't cover himself in glory, but it seemed awfully specific.
At this point, I thought the whole team was shit, not just Cooper.
Yeah. Colonel just comes in.
To be honest, everyone but Somerville at this point was shocking. And Melly as well, because he'd made a couple of good saves and he was unlucky with the first because it was a good reaction save. And you can't really blame him for palming it to the attacker because he was out wide.
No, it's not.
But yeah,
not,
the full team was shocking at this point.
Exactly right. Goalkeeper not really on our shit list this week, or on this one. He wasn't particularly helped out by the defending, in my opinion. It's potentially you this week, Colonel. It's fine. So Leeds just not turned up so far. They will though. I'm no expert, but our guys look slow. Maybe we should have gone with fresher legs. Speaking about Ampadu, Kamara, Rodon. It's hard to say. Yeah, you're telling me, JSY. I guess nobody wants to wake up. Why is Cooper putting his hand up for offside when there's 2 Leeds players behind him? I really should have got the photo of him putting his hand up. I've done myself a disservice here, Ben. It's like when your granddad is like during the war, and you're like, yeah, all right, granddad. Anyway, what? Cooper slow. Where was Byram? Ampadu should be in defence. Shackleton right back with Graham midfield. Big Delph is tweeting on your behalf.
Get out of my head. Get out.
Big Del is knowing what the score is in Ben's mind right now, and obviously half time 2-1. I mean, yeah. All right, that's a suitable picture. Watford reaction, best I've seen from Watford Football Club, Jake. If I was a Watford fan, I'd be more annoyed than happy. 14th place. Why have those players been stealing a wage all season? It's because they're playing up for Leeds.
It just goes to show, exactly. It goes to show what we say is correct. They turn up when we turn up.
Because the TV cameras are on. Best half all season. Bring Clevs in permanent. Also, their manager, former Man United. What a shock.
Do you find it coincidental that the Sky TV cameras are on and Emmanuel Dennis is his best game in 3 years?
I don't think it's coincidence at all. In fact, I think it was a convenient set of events that conspired that way. Let's just say. I mean, they can't literally make him have his best game in 3 years, but they can promote it as such. Anyway, so at half time, why change it? Get out of my head, Ricardo. Why change a defence that's not conceded from open play in 2024? It's no coincidence that he's changed it. We've conceded 2 in 45 minutes. That is true. No goals from open play in 2024, and then 2 in one half. And the common denominator is Cooper. I don't want to say it's literally his fault, but you know what I mean. You can put 2 and 2 together and get 48 from it. You've done this to yourself, lads. Take Cooper off, Al Ampadu at centre back, bring Firpo on at left back, and then bring Shackleton on in midfield. Some of that worked. If we get promoted, half of these ain't good enough. That's him, and that's the crux of it. That you can't have a jaded 11 come out of an international break in the Premier League at this stage of the season and think you could get a result. You could get battered. Can someone honestly tell me anything Patrick Bamford does?
I thought the same. I thought he was very poor first half.
I think it was more a case of like, it's like, what does he do? But it's like, well, we don't get the ball to him in that half. Though we couldn't get out of our own half. At one point, Sky, for all the shit you say about them, they can put up stats and stuff, and they showed that we had been in their territory, their half, for 1% of the match. At one point, it was like 20 minutes, not 20, it was like 10 minutes or something, and it was like we just never got going. So what can Bamford do when you can't even get out your own half? I'm not even the biggest Bamford apologist, but I don't know.
Fair enough, yeah. But
Sorry, go on, Ben.
yeah, when his touch was off, his passing was off, but so was most players, to be honest. But, yeah, I just wasn't overly impressed, but I see what you're saying.
Oh, that's interesting. He's proving you right on your opinion on Shackleton. But yeah, so he's weaker in midfield. But again, I feel he's weaker in midfield than at right back. But I feel that Ampadu's stronger in centre back than he was in centre midfield, which is why I would have made that trade off. But still, horses for courses. Yeah, I mean, no, you're right. Because I was sitting there thinking like Bamford's not involved enough in the game, but it's on us to involve him in the game by getting into the territory where he's supposed to be. I don't know. Anyway, that being said, Somerville had a chance in the for second half. This was one of them ones where I think Bamford was like, "Why didn't you put the ball across to me?" And it was like, you didn't even get goal side of your man. So even if he had, you would not have got the ball.
Mm.
In my opinion, that ball would not have dropped for Patrick Bamford because he wasn't alert enough to actually get the opposite side.
I thought he could have took the shot a little earlier. And
that's fair.
But look, I'm not going to tell him how to play football. I'm not Andy Hinchcliffe.
But in my opinion, the key changes that changed the game was introducing Firpo and Dennis being removed. Because then Watford lost their pace and we injected loads of it. And then we took over. But again, the problem was, in my opinion, we had 20, 30 minutes of having lots of the ball and not doing anything with it.
Mm.
Look, I weren't even really paying attention when we scored because it felt like it was trailing off and the game was just going into nothingness. And I was doing the tweet. I was basically putting together this stuff. And then all of a sudden, I heard a cheer from Leeds crowd, and we scored. So what apparently happened was we had possession of the ball. I believe it is Firpo and Somerville doing good work on the left. We progressed the ball into the box. We didn't do enough of this in the second half, for my liking. But the ball, I believe Jaden Anthony shoots, or it falls for Joseph, who shoots. He scuffs it. Then in this scramble, the Watford player basically clears the ball, but it immediately hits Matteo Joseph and just floats over the goalkeeper.
How I saw this goal was Matteo Joseph was on the bench. He teleported onto the pitch and scored.
I didn't even know he'd been brought on. Like I was.
He'd literally just been brought on.
Yeah.
Like literally. Like I do believe that's got to be one of the quickest sub goals of all time.
Seconds after coming on. Yeah. Sorry, do the thing. Goal. Matteo Joseph. I mean, at least they've now done him a little photo.
He scored the winner for Spanish under-21s as well, late on.
We were saying
he's banging form.
That he didn't choose England. But yeah, obviously reaction to this was, let's go. Watford, please hang on. I'm guessing that's an Ipswich fan. The kid is special. He is him. What an impact sub. Star boy. Start him from now on. I hate that sort of clamour. So start him. It's like, he's not going to score. He's a perfectly capable player with potential and all this. But all this, like, start him because he can't lead the front like Bamford does at the moment. But he's got to keep scoring, play his way into that, I suppose.
Yeah.
But I would start Joseph tomorrow.
But no, for me, he's a change of options. Change of play. Obviously, Bamford holds the ball up, drags players here, there, and everywhere. But he's an onto. He's a running behind, uses pace. He's got obviously his finishing's on it as well, but it's a different style of play, so it's a different option off the bench for me. Fair so you point. Start Bamford. You do start Bamford, in my opinion.
I'd start Bamford as well, but there is something to be said. He has now scored, so it's not a case of you're bringing on a player who's not scored his first goal yet, and you're like, oh, when's he going to score his first goal for Leeds, or like in a league game and sort of things like this. So you end up with, well, you know he can do it because he has. He's got over that hump, let's say. I think it's fair to say. Anyway, so
let's not get all Gallagher over this again.
Exactly. That's what makes me say that I hate the immediate clamour to start a player, because Gelhardt was the second coming of Christ, and now he can't even get a game. I don't know if he's injured or not, but I mean, I suppose it's kind of our job to know these things. We're doing a YouTube show on it, but I don't know. But anyway, very unlike Watford to concede points in the dying minutes of a game. I can smell the sarcasm from here. So predictable. It's what we do when we're winning. Sit deep, invite pressure, concede, and repeat. Fuck's sake. From Simi KB. Sit back for 30 minutes against a top team. What did you expect? Always going to happen, says Watford Football Club Logan. Yeah, so that being said, we still had time to win the game, though, because we progressed the ball into the box again, and it fell to Jayden Anthony, who then mysteriously found a goalkeeper at the peak of his powers, who saved it. Can a goalkeeper save the ball on the line? If it feels like it was.
It's a tame shot, wasn't it? But he wasn't exactly set right, was he? So
Nah. I mean, there's a million.
No, their keeper played well. Let's be honest.
I did give him his due. Their keeper played well. It's the same goalkeeper, I think, who came to Ellen Road. I mean, we murdered him, but it was another case of we had loads of chances. He made loads of saves. He happened to concede 3 goals. But anyway, so should you really post that sort of photo for a draw when you've conceded a goal in injury time? Not in injury time, in the last 5 minutes. I think it's a bit. Anyway. Result, lack of fitness is our downfall. Decent result that. Ref was a joke. Surprised we managed a point against 12 men. So I love those sort of takes where it's both sets of fans are not happy. Anyway, hell of a performance. Dennis going off changed that for us. Seriously missed his pace on the break when we got the ball back. Brilliant display.
I'd have gone home happy if I was a Watford fan. Look, fair enough, you conceded the last 10 minutes, but it's top at League Leeds who have been steamrolling everyone.
It's a case of why they'd be disappointed, because they were on.
Yeah, I can understand. Yeah, but look, they'd have snapped their hand off for that at the beginning of the game.
That's why you can't just look at stats on football, because you have to see the flow of the game and stuff. Because by the flow of the game, that's why they're disappointed. Whereas if you look at the league table and you go, would you take a 2-2 draw? Of course, before the game, they're going to go, yeah, sure. I'd be thrilled. I mean, we wouldn't. We absolutely would be like, no, 2-2 is a disaster. But then when you're 2-1 down with 5 minutes left, you're like, yeah, we'll take 2-2 right now. Football's a funny old game, then. But got Dan James doing a break dance, I suppose. Unbeaten, important to keep in mind, our unbeaten run still going in the league, of course. We have to learn from this. Go again Monday. Patrick Bamford should forget about the football. Fucking hell. Danny Boyle's got to have Ian come around his ass.
I think it's the Danny Boyle.
He must have took a break from directing or something, just to watch Patrick Bamford. We know what happens when we break that Rodon Ampadu centre-back partnership now. Yeah, unfortunately. Based on the performance, good point. On to Monday. Please don't play Coops again. Everybody knows that Amps and Rodon are the way forward. Watford played well today. Good game. I really like Joseph. He's hungry. Play him. Cheers, Coops. I actually think that's one of the more brutal ones. Just cheers, like, you know, well, thanks. PSA, don't change the best centre back partnership the league has ever seen. Not that we need confirmation, but yeah, Liam Cooper and Bamford need to leave. It's over for those two. Thanks for their service, been fantastic. And yeah, let's not do a right footer at LB at left back ever again. Bottling the league. What? A Leicester fan, Sam, we're bottling the league. Sorry, one second.
That's what I call living rent free in their heads.
Yeah, sorry, it's the pot called. Wants
They didn't call the kettle black, did it?
Yeah, wants them to know that the kettle's black. Yeah. But obviously we had our visual takes on Leicester and that, and this is obviously a representation of what Watford did to us. So shit happens, and got to take the lumps, I suppose. But obviously that's Saka in the. Yeah, Colonel, how do you feel about having our badge over your boy? Anyway, I suppose like if you. Like, we'll pull this up, right, and this is the stats of the game, but I still don't think us having more shots than them really was a fair reflection on who deserved to win or anything like that.
I can't believe we had that much possession, to be honest, either.
Yeah.
First half, we didn't.
Yeah. I think that shows how much we did have the ball in the second half. Because I think the second half is something like 78%. But, again, we did nothing with it until 5 minutes left. It actually felt like I could be wrong and have my games muddled up, but it felt like when we was away at Sunderland and away at West Brom. It was basically like a typical Leeds are away from home and they're losing, and the other team are battening down the hatches, and we can't unlock it. But we did this time.
Yeah, just.
Obviously, the Good Friday games in the Championship played out as seen here. Obviously, as we said, Leicester lost. Sheffield, Sunderland, not Sunderland, what are they called? Southampton. Fucking hell, I'll name the entire league at that point. Didn't win. Ipswich did win, but you can't have everything perfect. We move on, right?
Yep.
Something about the table that did surprise me, Ben, was sorry, spoiler. I'm about to put the table up. I know some people who don't like that. I'm surprised at how much Plymouth have been dragged into the bottom of the table scrap.
Yeah.
Because they looked fine when we played them. Like in our series of games against them in January.
Yeah.
The
Stoke looked a decent side, to be honest. The teams that I don't feel are the bottom four.
Don't get me wrong, I would happily have Huddersfield survive at Birmingham's expense.
I'd rather Wednesday survived out at Birmingham's expense.
Oh, of course, yeah. No, you're right.
In fact, I'd rather they all survived at Birmingham and Millwall's expense. Millwall are out of it.
It's unlikely, though, because Millwall have probably, I'll say that, 7 games left. Anything can happen.
Well, that shows Watford the only team with plus goal difference in the bottom line.
I imagine that's because the top 4 have been sticking loads of goals on them, though. Probably.
Which made me look at the Premier League table today, and I thought, how fucking dross is that league? When 3 teams in the top 4, in the top 10 are on minus goal difference.
It's genuine dross, which manages to annoy me because I'm sat there like, how did we manage to be one of the worst 3 teams in this? And we did. In terms of on field, we were terrible.
Jesse Marsh.
Yeah. I mean, playing Rodrigo, bringing him on in a cup game where you're already winning 3-0. We were so on top. Firpo had scored.
Playing penis ball.
Selling Leif Davis because you want to play through the middle. If Ipswich do go up at our expense, that will be the true legacy of Jesse Marsh's Leeds tenure. Will be handing promotion to Ipswich.
Play through the middle when you've got more wingers than anyone in the league.
We've got We've got Rafina, but nope. I want to play the ball through the centre of the pitch because you've got more options there. It's like, yeah, but we've got the players that love to hug the touchline. Dross, and I find him fascinating. And just take a job, Jesse. Prove to me that you are right, as in your football philosophy is the right one. Because there is no right or wrong.
I already know it's the wrong one, and I just wish you'd just fuck off. Find a new career.
Proven. We say every time we discuss this, man, we sit here and go, he until it's proven otherwise, he's always going to say, well, in Austria it worked for me. It's like, yeah, but in Austria you had Alisson giving the ball to Erling Haaland. Maybe they overlapped, so they didn't actually play together that much, but still. The game was up when our secret weapon didn't work. Rafina taking long throws. Weston McKennie, say what you will about him, he had a lethal long throw, and it upset me that it took us 4 months to realise it.
That was not a long throw. It was a one-armed ball with his other hand looking like it was guiding it.
Either way, it was like a cannon. But it upset me. It was like, why did it take Sam Allardyce to go, yeah, let's do that. Let's make use of that. It's just weird. And have a guess who the Mr. Arsenal podcast supports. Hello, Ryan. How you doing? Come on, you Gunners. Jesse will never get another job again. He could win with Celtic, in fairness. I reckon he's probably waiting for that kind of... it wouldn't surprise me that he's turned down certain jobs because he wants to be a...
He wants a guaranteed league. Yeah.
Yeah. He wants a one-team league. Yeah. But can Celtic win the Scottish Premier League only playing the ball for the middle of the pitch? We'll find out.
Now, Rangers beat them then. Look, he ain't even winning that. What league would Jesse win?
We've already done Austria. He'd
win the French league.
Only if he had PSG, though.
Exactly.
And he would definitely get sacked after the year is up.
Oh yeah, he'd get embarrassed in Europe. He won't make it. They go out group stages. So no, he won't even win that league. He'd get sacked.
Yeah. He'd probably get sacked before they won the trophy because of the sheer embarrassment when playing anyone outside their own league. The Welsh league, yeah. He could be looking for TNS, I suppose. Who couldn't win with Celtic? The guy who was managing them when they lost the league to Rangers. I can't even tell you who it was.
Neil Lennon.
Maybe Neil Lennon, yeah. Maybe the Irish league will push. But yeah, so obviously this is actually how the top of the division looks currently. I mean, obviously you've got to have in the back of your mind that if you have got game in hand, you'd still rather have the points than the game in hand. But it feels like we may drop. So tomorrow's really important.
Yeah, definitely. But I think the fact they got beat at home 2-0 could be a nice little boost for us. I didn't expect that, to be honest.
Yeah, that's a fair point. honestly, as a neutral, I think Leicester has blown it. I hope you're right, Mr. Arsenal podcast. What is that Leicester podcast? I don't like digging at other shows or that, but the one that the square ball always goes on about, because I actually watched a
Is
bit
it
of
the
it.
Leicester fan? Do you mean the one that's always going on about
Yeah,
dicks
the one.
and coming?
Yeah,
Yeah, I
but
think
it's
it's Leicester Fan
ridiculous.
TV 1. Leicester Fan TV Take 1 or something.
I watched a bit of it. To be fair, the people on there seem like lovely people, and he had some insightful characters on the show. But the host guy himself, he just sits there constantly going on about Babe Station.
Yeah, he's a bit. It's a bit of a. I think he's a bit of a. How would you say it? A hermit that maybe lives in his bedroom, and he's still at his mum's, sort of thing.
Yeah.
He just don't see daylight at all.
Yeah, saying that.
No, Tom. No, you've got a job and you get out and you've got a social life, and no, Tom, totally different.
No, but like I say, I'm not trying to dig him out. But at the same time, I do sit there and feel like, no, like you really are like it's every other sentence.
Yeah, he's a bit strange.
Basically, put it another way, I thought Michael Norman was exaggerating it, and he's not. If anything, he's underselling it. He's actually done them a kindness.
I think Virgin springs to mind.
Wouldn't surprise me. Well, no. Put it this way: I suspect he's not, but he's probably had to pay for that to be the case. Hang on, what?
Or someone paid for it for his. Yeah. How old is he anyway?
His birthday. I have no idea. Pick a number. Leicester have run out of steam at a vital time. I really don't want Ipswich to get promoted, as they'll be next season Sheffield United. No, my luck, they'll come up and finish second. Yeah. But again, to be fair, like, don't attack this guy or whatever. Because I'm sure he's a nice bloke as well, but
I don't care. He's a Leicester fan. Fuck him.
You're mean, Ben. So, do you want to do the upcoming fixtures, or do you want to do your?
Let's get on to fucking. Let's get on to dumb fucks before we leave.
It's
time. I don't know if anybody else notices.
A new segment. Ben's dumb fucks of the week. It's Ben's dumb fucks of the week. So Ben, who have you decided are the dumb fucks of the week?
I don't know if anybody else noticed, but after the first goal went in, these fucking morons in their own stadium started chanting, "Where's your famous atmosphere?" to the Leeds fans, who had outsung them up until that point, and then up until 2 minutes after that point, outsung them again. So yeah, dumb fucks of the week.
Because it's so dark in here. Yeah, you're right, Ben. It's I really should have the loser emoji again. Just go losers.
Stick the poo emoji up. It's just shit, yeah.
But so that is your dumb fuck of the week. But we're going to a old favourite. Personally, one of my favourite bits of the week. The wanker of the week. It's the wanker of the week.
I do believe it's his second appearance. Which puts him two behind Mr. Hinchcliffe. So, David Webb, who's just fucking non-existent. Both teams, not saying just for us. I was actually going to, instead of put his picture up, find a blind guy.
You can tell, like, he didn't do that well because you had Watford fans thinking that Leeds had 12 players. We know obviously talking about him. But, yeah.
No, I say as I say, it was bad for both teams.
David Webb is our wanker of the week. Wanker of the week. I can actually do the noise now without. Anyway.
Oh, we found out the acoustics from your voice, how to make it
probably
travel.
able to do it the whole time, but I suppose it's more of a mental thing.
It's like going, phone.
Yeah. That's basically it. Director John kindly provided us with the fixtures for tomorrow's Easter Monday fixture list. Obviously, we close out the day. Basically, Leicester open the day. We close out the day. So, deja vu, I suppose.
I think I can answer that question anyway. I think you put your clock back, didn't you, last night? Everyone else put theirs forward.
It's a fair point. It's a fair point. But saying that, after we go against Hull, we then travel to Coventry and it's a very rare occurrence, Ben. We'll be playing at 3:00 on a Saturday afternoon.
It's the only game left, I believe, that's not going to be on TV.
I find that really strange in the like, and
every other kickoff time's got Sky written all over it. Do you know?
Yeah. Well, I don't mean I don't want to sound arrogant like we're Leeds. We should always be on TV. What I'm surprised is it's not Leeds at home. We're not on TV because they like picking us for the away games because they want to get the big atmosphere of the teams that hate Leeds, and they can sit and promote it as like a potential upset. Again, people could say that's delusional of me or whatever, but that's what I feel like because a lot of our 3:00 games are games at Elland Road. Because we're unbeaten for them. I mean, I probably shouldn't have said that now, but see as we play here tomorrow. But anyway, so I mean, starting Rotherham versus Plymouth as it's Friday night. Okay, yeah. Saturday opens with Norwich versus Ipswich. I mean, key games for Ipswich. I mean, every game's key game in this running, but yeah.
I don't think this is the hiccup game, personally.
Well, what one do you think it is?
QPR.
That's based on our recent record there, I'd imagine, which is not
It's just,
stellar.
well, that
they play up for us though as well.
They are the one team that's sort of with the new manager and whatnot. They just seem like a different side, and I just feel that that's I don't know. You know, when that's the game that sticks out as the banana skin for me.
We've had a few games this season where we've played against teams that have got new manager bounce. Whereas, like, it feels like our rivals tend to play against those teams before the manager gets sacked. It's like, God damn it. Best the way cookie crumbles, eh? And I hate QPR away. We all do. Even the people at QPR hate being at QPR home, I'd imagine. Before we get into question of the week territory and all the other goodness that Director John's provided, I think it's just time for some shut up your wanker. It's the Andy Hinchcliffe tweets of the week.
Shut up you wanker. I don't know how to do it without that.
You'll learn it eventually, matey. But I thought we'd start off with some Saturday night Hinchcliffe. I'm working backwards, all right? So, Andy Hinchcliffe is a proper prick from Tom Kay. Start off nice and blunt. Hello, Hawkwind. How you doing, mate? Andy Hinchcliffe will be devastated at this result. Apparently, they think that Andy Hinchcliffe is a Wolves fan down at Villa. Who's this melon on commentary? To which Stevie G, right, not that one, replies, if you're watching on Sky Sports, it's Seb Hutchinson and Andy Hinchcliffe. And
I'm going to say, mate, if it is that one, he's put a bit of weight on.
Well, all that money he got in Saudi, right? There's nothing to do there but eat.
Well, yeah.
It probably is him. Yeah. Time for Andy Hinchcliffe. Just fuck off. Oh, wait a minute. I showed that one multiple times. Isn't everyone interested in XG? It's fantastic. That sums up Andy Hinchcliffe, really. It's the sort of thing he'd say. Because he did say it, apparently. Unfortunately, we did have to delve into Friday night Hinchcliffe. Because he commentated the Ipswich game, and I thought it was only fair to... I know some people bang on about female co-commentators and pundits, but Andy Hinchcliffe gets right on my tits. He's such an annoying know-it-all prick. What's happening with this Sky Sports commentary? Are they just trying to add zero atmosphere and not talk? To which Glyn Dixon replies, Andy Hinchcliffe should be nowhere near co-coms. Is there a more boring, obviously biased cunt on commentary than Andy Hinchcliffe? Nope, from Cock and Ball. That's the name of the account. And the last one, Friday night Hinchcliffe. Only positives from the Ipswich match is that Andy Hinchcliffe was commentating on it, which means that absolute throbber won't be commentating on our match.
That's what I thought as well. We get the other dick.
Don't speak too soon. Does Goodman still do comms? Well, Ben, that moves us into a brand new segment called Friday Night Don. Friday Night Don. No, it should be like Saturday Night Fever, shouldn't it? Like dum dum dum. Anyway, what?
Dom.
How
Fever.
does Don Goodman have a job? Awful commentator. Performance so bad, I've not had chance to moan about Don Goodman yet. To all new Nottingham Forest Football Club fans, Sam, we'd be better off back in the Championship. One reason it can't happen, Don Goodman commentary. To which Red Dog Macca replied, I thought I wouldn't miss the Premier League, but that reason alone makes it imperative we stay up. Absolute textbook. Celebration not bad either from Don Goodman. What a Good Friday this suddenly is. Because he did say that when he did the flip, right?
Mm.
Yeah. Typical Don Goodman. So Don Goodman has a cunt, pass it on. And my personal favourite, which summed up Friday Night Don. Did a Villa player end Andy Hinchcliffe's career? Knobhead. Has anyone ever seen him in the same room as Don Goodman? They're the same person. They've been seen together at the same time. But which one is the costume and which one is the person underneath? Anyway, well, that's tweets about Andy Hinchcliffe and Don Goodman. Saturday Night Don. Bum, 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 bum. Anyway, what? I'm sorry.
I think you should send me all of these at the end of the season, and I'll email them to Sky. They can see what people genuinely think of their commentary.
If you're watching this, Sky, the people have spoken.
If you're watching this, Sky, you're fucking shit.
Bless you, sir. I mean, you're not wrong, but I suppose it's time we should go into the... This was our predictions through March. So, how many did I get right? I did call it as a draw, unfortunately.
I like how Director John Ben gave his predictions 1 week early. It was a week late. No, I gave it after the Huddersfield result. So.
Yeah, but I think he's just more to him. That was 1 week.
Oh no, that was last month. That was last month,
yeah.
wasn't it?
Yeah. Last month he did get it in early. I made the point of letting you know that we should surprise him by getting them in early. He was surprised. He was like, "What the hell is this?"
I did it again today. I got it in bang on time.
And
He's usually pestering me, isn't he? 2 minutes before the show.
These are our picks for this month.
I must say that I do pick our Leeds results through Leeds tinted glasses. I just can't back us to lose, so I have to think, where are we going to drop points?
I mean,
I'm thinking
we're going to get a result at QPR based on the fact that we don't have a good record there. So if you are going to get
promoted, I know
you really need to overturn that.
Yeah, I know what I've just said there and what I've put there are two totally different things. But that was me talking with my head, and this is me just my heart. So.
Well, I think tomorrow's going to be difficult, but we need to win it. Same as I think Saturday's going to be difficult, but we need to be better than Coventry. We need to be better than Sunderland, Blackburn, Middlesbrough. Like, just need, and obviously I've created room for error, I suppose, by saying, because I still think 16 points will be enough, arguably. I'm really not sure at this point, but because we should be promoted now based on historically how this league functions. But anyway, and for anyone who wondered, that is the remaining fixtures. Thanks to Director John for providing this. Hard games, tricky fixtures for teams, but the reality is the top four for a reason, so we should navigate more of them than not. Hopefully. But we'll see what happens. I suppose now it's time for the Mr. Tom question of the week. The Mr. Tom question of the week. You all know
Can't
what
do
it is
that
at this
one
point,
without doing that.
I'm
going to have a hazard a guess at
Mr. Tom
combined 11
of the week. Yeah. Sorry. So, what do you think it's going to be, sir?
Combined 11.
Hello, Gary. And how you doing, Gary? And you're right. Name these 11 players who have played for Leeds United and Watford. It's really not many.
I'm thinking Noel Hunt, no?
I can double check if that is the case, but he weren't on my list. But again, though, that's not necessary to say because it's not on the list that he hadn't. So we'll look at Noel Hunt.
Paul Rachubka in defence.
Right. Oh, he would have been a goalkeeper, right? Noel Hunt has played for he's played for Waterford, not Watford.
That must have been it then, yeah. They are.
Yeah. It makes sense.
Right, Clark Carlisle.
Yeah, it's correct. Even without looking up, I know that's correct.
Was it Richard Jobson?
Yeah.
Yeah. Is that him?
I was going to give the clue, scored a Premier League goal on Christmas Eve. Yeah. Love the question.
Left back. Left back, is it left back? Just no one's played in that position.
So, let me find it. List. Right, okay, I've got it here. So, I think LB
Did Tom Cleverley play at Leeds?
Nah.
No. I didn't think so. He was scum, wasn't he? Yeah.
TC is from the 70s.
Terry Cooper?
Nope.
Tommy Cooper? Just like that.
Just like that.
God, this is a hard one, actually.
Excuse me 1 second.
Right, I'm going to need some clues, I think.
One is a Leeds. TC is a Leeds player in the 70s. Let's have a look. Neither we or Watford did. Does Mr. Tom have a painting of a window with light?
It's supposed to be, innit?
I wish I had that kind of special effects.
Right, forget TC. I get in TC. It's as simple as that. Let's start a PR clue.
PR, he's got the same name as a former Leeds goalkeeper.
Paul Robinson, I was thinking that.
So you got 3 of the 4 defenders. One, I believe, playing in the League One era. I could be wrong.
Lee.
Yeah, go on.
Lee. But I don't know.
He actually ended his career with Leeds in 2013. Played for Watford in 2009.
Liam Bridcut.
It's not Liam Bridcut.
No, he went to Forest, didn't he?
Yeah.
And
he feels like he would have played for Watford, though. He did play for Watford. You know what? He would be on this, but he's not on this. But he has played for both.
He's on the bench.
Yeah.
Right, moving on. MS.
I believe it was like a Leeds 2004 signing in the Championship.
Michael.
Russ Morgan is going to know more about Leeds players than Arsenal players at this rate. Like Leeds player for 2004. He went from Leeds to Watford in 2005.
Well, after they beat us and went up.
Pretty much. He would have played against us in the playoff final, I would have thought. Yeah, he did. Played in the match. Didn't know that.
Mark.
Nope.
Michael.
I'll tell you who he did play for. His career trajectory was we bought him off Luton in 2004. Then he went from Watford back to Luton, to which basically then fucked around in the lower leagues like Charlton Lane.
So I'm never gonna know. I'm never gonna know who he is. Then am I really?
Very surprised.
Right.
But right, who else are we looking at? So one's a Leeds title winner.
Tom Collins. It was John Collins, wasn't it? Not Tom. One's a Leeds title winner. What out the
midfielders?
The JLNS.
One. Yeah. Russ has got it. Tony
Stephen
Curry.
Hodge. Steve Hodge.
You're right. Steve Hodge. Yeah. You're right. Steve Hodge and Tony Curry. So you just need JL and MS for the midfield.
JL, what era?
It feels very again championshipy, but I'll double check. I I think he also played for Hull. Yeah, he played Tottenham, Ipswich, Leeds on loan, and then ended his career at Watford, where he's still playing for Watford. Evidently, did not play in the game, but he is still at Watford now. Started his career in 2008. Played most of his games in his career for West Brom. Basically, played 5 league games for Leeds. 5 league games for Leeds.
Jake Livermore.
Yeah, Jake Livermore, yeah. So we have the midfield. The attack is...
David White, no, he was a midfielder, wasn't he?
Nope. One's a scum bastard. And one is I believe one's a Swansea bastard from the their Premier League team. Of like the...
We never had Danny Wallace, did we?
Not Wallace.
Danny.
He would have basically been like one of the Man United youth team players that probably played like 2 games. You are right though, Glenn. Danny Graham, grizzled Swansea bastard. I believe it was a loan.
The other one called Danny then. So Danny.
Yeah, the 2 Dannys basically. He played 13 games for Leeds in 2012. Played 55 games for Watford after a loan spell. He was on loan at Watford twice, and then permanent. But played no league games for Man United in 5 years, from 1998 onwards.
Ward.
Not Danny Ward.
No, Glenn. No.
You'll kick yourself.
Wilson.
Nope. Spider. Think of a spider. What a spider
Webber,
produces.
Danny Webber.
Yeah. Yeah, Danny Webber.
Yeah, Danny Webber.
So we've got them all, it seems. I believe that is those gentlemen. And obviously...
Matthew
Marcelo.
Spring, yeah.
Oh, yeah, my apologies, we didn't do that. Yeah, but yeah, Matthew Spring was the Luton. Players hate coming to Leeds from Luton because it never goes well for them. Because who's the other one? Nichols. We did have Danny Webber.
I feel that we've sent someone to Luton recently. Is it Lewis Baker?
Yeah, I think Lewis Baker, he ended up at Luton and then he's ended up at Stoke, hasn't he? He's sort of falling through the football system. But, I mean, I believe there is a player in there, but his injury record probably suggests there's not. But, anyway. That being said, so again, thank you for that, John.
That was good. I enjoyed that one.
I'm guessing next week it'll be brush up on your Hull players. But,
Liam Cooper.
Almost certain. I'm pretty sure this will actually end up being a thumbnail.
As Dan James, because he's from Hull.
Did he ever actually play for Hull, though?
I don't know. I don't think he has, unless he's been in their youth system.
I suppose we'll find out next week. Yeah, but so we'll cover both games almost certainly. I'm probably not going to do the thing with like Leicester and Ipswich's matches and all that because the episode will go on for about 6 years. So I think a svelte 2 hours is acceptable. Some might not, but I don't care what they think. So anyway, as we usually say, thank you to Director John for putting together the graphics of the show. And generally speaking, if you see something you like, it's almost certainly because he made it. And if you see something that you didn't like, then it was probably made by me, but I don't really care. So, whatever. You got anything exciting going on, Mr. Ben? Or
Yeah, Leeds are on Tuesday.
do we not play tomorrow night?
Monday, sorry. Monday.
Yeah.
I'm a day ahead.
Monday night Leeds.
Work. Yeah.
No.
Monday night
My heart
Leeds.
skipped a beat then. I was like, they've moved the game without me knowing. Anyway. But
I wonder who we'll get. Will we get Monday night Andy or Monday night Dom? I think it's more Andy Hinchcliffe for a Monday night game. Do we get Dom twice in a row? I don't really care because I'll have LUTV commentary on. So I'll get Tony.
Right.
Does anybody know who did the commentary on LUTV this week? Because
was it Dr.
definitely from. No, it was someone who was definitely from Leeds. He was as Yorkshire as it can.
It's probably like Hitman or something.
The beginning of it, you know.
We'll look into it. See if we can let you know. Ipswich haven't beaten Norwich since 2009. Bloody hell. That was
I'm not a massive.
Said.
I don't really look into trends like that. I know sometimes it does. Like we didn't win in London for God knows, but different teams, different eras, different times. You know.
No, but as soon as I think it was. I can't remember which one on Square Ball said it, but as soon as they went that Watford hadn't won at home since November, I sat there like, oh no. Dr. Leeds is going to turn up again.
It's going to be a time where Ipswich are going to win, and they've not been better equipped since 2009 as they are now.
Yeah. I mean, it's probably the best Ipswich team for 20 years, to be fair to them. But arguably, this is the best Leeds team in 20 years.
But technically, it's only half of it's Ipswich's team, innit? The rest of it's full of Premier League loanees.
Yeah, which is why I worry about their FFP if they don't go up. Because Premier League teams don't loan to the Championship for free anymore. And I know people are saying their wage bill's really low and stuff like this. It's like, yeah, for now it is.
And they'll also find out, as Forest did, that it's not cheap buying a new squad.
Mm-hmm. Exactly right. But as Gary says, Firpo is really the answer for anything Leeds, right? Which is he more than contributed, yes, but QPR
is bothering me, but not due to we don't do well there. It's just due to that's the one fixture that just gives me a feeling, and I think it's just more the way that they're playing good football and they've turned a corner. They're at home.
Yeah. Like, I don't like that they've sacked Ainsworth. The Ainsworth QPR team would have been great to play against.
Yeah.
But that being said,
playing nice football. So.
Yeah. So I'd like to thank everyone for spending their Sunday evening with us. It's really cool that people will take the time to do that. Thank you to Director John, as said earlier, for his contributions. Thank you to Ben for his contributions and showing up. It's more fun than me just talking to the computer, I suppose.
Well, I literally moved from that chair to this chair, so it didn't take a lot of effort.
Well, either way. So, but seriously, before we go, Russ, do you have a question this week? If you don't, I'm going to go to bed. I should have asked that 5 minutes ago, but anyway.
He'd give us it by now.
Yeah, that's a fair point. But still. That being said, so, no, that's come up.
Ben didn't do shit. Fuck off. I sent in the new.
That's a double negative.
I sent in the new fucking dumb fucks of the week fucking slide. Swivel on that. And I was going to do a nice little Rangers send-off because they're absolutely smashing it.
Did they
But
win
now
again
I feel
yesterday?
that, they're dominating.
They've won every game for like last 2 weeks, haven't they? Something like that.
Yeah. They did go 10 unbeaten earlier in the season. But yeah, they're smashing it at the minute. It's a joy to watch.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
I think they are the number 1 ranked team at the minute on points.
It looked that way from when I checked it on Friday. So
6 out of 7. There's
6 out of 7. That's still.
But the good thing is, what's different from last season is they're beating the better teams like the Bruins and the Panthers. You know, tight games. Although I think they smashed the Bruins, but tight games, but fun games. And they've got this lanky kid, this new kid who, for me, can't fight. He's been done twice. I watched him get done twice, but he's game. I forget his name.
Yeah, well, I hope the season
liking the hockey.
strength for Director John and for Ben's sake. So, I mean, because I don't think the Detroit Red Wings are doing that well. So, whatever happens.
No, they're
have
shit.
A good night, everyone. Look at Ben getting all Canadian. Sorry.
It's a boot. What are you talking about?
The boot. Sorry,
South Park
Canada.
do it great, don't they? Cut them off in half. It's Terrence and Phillip. Matt Rempe, that's him, yeah.
Rempe.
Yeah, he's got a bit to learn, the kid.
Yeah, so anyway, it's good night from me. It's good night from him.
Good night.
Leeds.